In the last video, I told you that modifications for the game will be stored on the C drive in the future and what a negative effect this can have. Today I'm going to tell you why the developers changed the mod storage location for the game, and what solution they came up with so that players can avoid having to store mods on the C drive. Hi friends. In this video, I will tell you about some news of the development of 7 Days to Die Alpha 21. Subscribe to my channel and leave a like, it is very important for me now. So let's go. The reason for moving the game modification storage location to Drive C was the appearance of the game in the Xbox Game Pass. According to the developers, Game Pass representatives do not want players to be able to change the contents of the game folder, and therefore all add-ons and other dynamic information must be stored outside the game folder. Maybe it has something to do with security. Dynamic information includes saves, screenshots, generated worlds, and modifications. All this information can take up a lot of space on the C drive. Especially modifications and saves can take up a lot of space. As for modifications, at the moment they can be stored both at the old address, in the mods folder in the game folder, and at the new address in the save folder in the users folder on Drive C. But in future updates, according to the developers, the modifications will be stored exclusively in the save folder on Drive C, and it was this moment that caused outrage among the community. Needless to say, most players have limited space on the C drive, and some global modifications weigh not so little. In addition, such a decision by the developers could destroy the way in which some players could create multiple copies of the game folder with different sets of modifications, and thus play different versions of the game. But that did not happen. In one of the last forum posts, Fa et al. Posted a way to solve this problem. So in the case of a normal game, players will be able to assign a new folder location for mods and other data to the game using an additional launch parameter. You can see an example of using this parameter on the screen. This additional launch parameter must be specified in the properties of the game in Steam, in the launch options field. In addition, this parameter can be added for a shortcut on the desktop, and such shortcuts, as you understand, can be created in any number and with different additional launch parameters. With this additional launch parameter, you can specify a different location for the game data folder, such as error logs, saves, and screenshots, and you can already add a folder with mods to this if necessary. Thus, now players do not have to create new copies of the game folder in order to play with different sets of modifications. It will be enough to create several folders with data in the game folder, and create shortcuts on the desktop with the necessary additional launch parameters for each option. This will allow players to continue playing with different mod sets as before, and will also keep key data such as worlds created and saved separate for each mod set. So the changes that the developers have in mind, not only do not harm, as some players thought, but also add some additional convenience in managing mods. Another question is that not everyone likes it when something that is well established suddenly takes and changes, and therefore not everyone will like these changes anyway. Let's go further. Recently, the developers showed the concept of an updated base of Trader Bob. Here is such a 3D model of the base appeared on the developers' Twitter. This is just a concept, and not all of it can be implemented in the game, even with the variety of block shapes that became available in the last update. So don't expect Trader Bob's updated base to look exactly like this concept. By the way, this is not the first attempt to significantly update Trader Bob's base. Some time ago, in 2017, we already saw the concept of the new base of Trader Bob, but then it was rather just a sketch, and it was not taken into work, and the base of Trader Bob changed so-so. Now, in terms of the concept, progress is on the face, perhaps the base of the Trader Bob will finally change. The developers also said that in Alpha 21, the trading base will be updated, not only for Trader Bob, but for all other traders, and after the release of Alpha 21, all traders' bases will become much larger and more interesting to inspect. As you remember, in Alpha 20, the game introduced basement sash doors and sash windows, which, with enough damage, will have gaps through which players can damage enemies with firearms and other long-range weapons such as bows and crossbows. Now it's the turn of ordinary commercial metal doors. Recently on Twitter, the developers showed updated commercial doors, which will have the same properties as previously described hatches and basement doors. These doors, when heavily damaged, will also receive openings through which players can fire at enemies with firearms and other ranged weapons. This is good news. The only pity is that nothing has been heard about the possibility of opening such doors and window sashes with the lockpicks. And last, the developers have shown what the renovated large hospital will look like. This hospital can only be found in the world of NAVEZGANE, and this POI will not be found in a randomly generated world. That's all the news I have at the moment. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, it is very important for me. And I will go to look for other news and make new good videos for you. See you.